1, 2, 3.
That was dog shit.
Yeah, buddy.
You're dog shit.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Talk Shop. I am Samuel, the living hate crime, and I'm joined today by
Corey, the tolerant living
person.
kind.
Old Jack, the wannabe producer.
And me, Tom, with my friend Mustard Man and Ketchup Man. I guess I should preface this.
Marry one, kill one.
We switched to using Zoom for our meetings due to the,
recent COVID outbreak.
Some kind of flu going around or something. I don't know. I don't know much about
Spanish flu, I think.
Yeah, Spanish flu 2, electric boogaloo.
No one expects the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu.
So what you can do in
Spanish
Zoom
flu?
that's really silly is you have a little background and then it cuts out your portrait and then you can it's funny. This is going to go on YouTube, so you'll probably be able to see it, what we're talking about. But if you're listening to the audio, you won't. Sorry, I just burped right into your microphone there. By your microphone, I mean my microphone.
Tom's drunk already.
I'm not drunk.
Tom's wasted. We were sitting here in the pre-roll of the meeting, catching up.
This is all going to be lies, isn't it?
And I watched Tom drink about 14 beers in our.
Or you're just gonna see a CJ coming up in the camera on your side.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you doing that?
For people listening, Tom refuses to record after 8, and he'll have you think it's because he's a responsible adult who needs to get sleep, but it's just because he's always plastered.
Yeah,
I need more
he
drinking
literally
time.
can't stay conscious past 8 p.m. That's
the pass out mark.
Yeah.
Out cold.
Well, that's enough of an intro. So what's been going on, boys?
Lots of things.
There's a lot of things going on.
When was the last time all 4 of us were here? January?
January, February since we.
Holy shit! It's been 5 months.
The follow-up megasode.
Yeah,
I think.
It was right before the entire world ended.
Yeah, it's really funny. There's one episode where we're I think the From Software games are way better than Minecraft, and then the very next episode we're our city's on fire.
We're all gonna die. Yeah.
Everybody's dead.
Yes.
Tom's house is getting burned down as we speak.
That's why I have the filter on, actually, so you can't see that. I'm actually just sitting in my basement, and all the walls in my house are burned down.
Oh, fuck.
Just kidding. I'm fine, everybody. As a follow-up to last episode, nothing happened. So
you were ready,
did anybody even come and knock on your door or anything? Even a Girl Scout, anything?
Flyers?
Nobody. I can't actually. Will talk to my neighbor over the fence every now and again. He doesn't know my name, but I know his.
Is it like Tool Time where it only shows his eyes?
That's pretty much. He's pretty much my version of Wilson.
Does he give you sage advice?
He gave me 2 cucumber plants.
Wow!
Planted, and they're growing cucumbers. So thank you, neighbor.
Would you give him back?
My neighbor.
Well, nothing yet.
You never will.
But at the same time, the only reason we got those cucumbers is because he didn't want to plant all of them. Right? So it's I'm basically taking his garbage at that point.
Sure, whatever you got to tell yourself.
Fair?
To just steal your neighbor's plants.
Yeah, I actually hopped over the fence and ripped them out of the ground.
If that helps your drunk sleep at night, then
he gave them to you.
Gave unwittingly at night.
Yeah, my neighbor gave me his 60-inch flat screen TV.
What?
Wow. That's sweet.
Hey, real talk, while we're talking about thieving, I was at the park with my daughter today, and it occurred to me that those little springy horses and ducks or whatever that kids like to ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My daughter really likes that. They're just screwed into some cement.
Yeah, just launches her.
You could just take them.
Yeah, it occurred to me today that I could totally bring a drill over there and just, take her favorite duck and bring it home. I mean, are the police going to search every backyard in the country for a springy duck?
No, they won't even look.
How visible is your backyard to your neighbors? Could they see?
Oh, super visible.
Yeah, they would know. You have to put it in the basement.
Or you could repaint it. Yeah, put it in the basement, repaint it, and then be like, I built this myself.
Just for reference, the park is about a block from my house, so it'd be news if it went missing.
I'd love it a little more suspicious.
They come questioning me. No, that was a yellow duck. This is a red duck.
You just put some cardboard on. Oh, this is a deer. This isn't a duck.
Yeah, that's a shame about that yellow duck that went missing
I've got the image of you just walking down the street with it like under your arm.
at 2 a.m.
What
Yeah.
you got there? Some nosy neighbor. Well, boys, a whole lot sure has transpired since our last meeting. And not referring to the last episode. I don't really count that because Dakota wasn't in it.
because nobody listened to it.
Well, that too. Nobody wants to listen to
Nobody
sad
actually
As it
listened to it.
turns out, nobody wants to listen to sad things.
We had like 20 downloads, and judging that it probably takes everybody like 3 times to listen to it, I'm guessing like 3 people heard it.
Well, I mean, we did go 3 months without posting an episode.
Well, the
And
page
the
keeps
next
getting
one
likes.
back was that episode, so I don't blame anyone for really not listening.
The Facebook page keeps getting likes, and it always like baffles me. I'm like, who the
It's
fuck's
just
listening
bots.
to this?
It's got to
Yeah.
be bots.
Bots.
Is it?
India checking in, China trying to find a way
fucked
into
up.
through our firewalls.
Through Facebook liking pages. Oh boy. Well, what's in the news? Xbox One X, PS4 reveal stuff. I kind of wanted to talk about that. Get everybody.
Oh,
Got everything going on.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and say right now I'm a PS5 guy, but when I was going into this, I was like, okay, it's going to come down to games, and what I need to know is that Sony's going to keep supporting like the Dark Souls type games, and just for reference as to why this is kind of bad, I was recently promoted, and I'm going through some training, and I was sitting there when there wasn't much happening, and I was watching the PS5 reveal live on my phone, like trying to keep it low key.
Management lifestyle. Just
yeah.
watching video games on his phone.
And I'm not officially, I'm in training. So it's not like people weren't dying around me or anything like that.
So you get to slack off already. You're not even fully on the job and you get to watch videos on your phone.
But during the PS5 reveal, they showed off that they are completely from the ground up remaking the very first in the series, which was called Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had like a pretty nerdy thing where I was like, yes! And I was like looking down at my phone and everybody around me looked at me and I had to explain why. It was a pretty good time.
It's Demon Souls. Don't you
demons.
know?
You don't even understand.
fight the demons.
They're swords.
By the way,
There's
can
a
I take
big
your
knight.
temperature?
And the big knight has a big sword, and then you hit him until he's dead.
You don't understand. You have to dodge and hit. It's like revolutionary.
You don't just hit. This isn't some freaking Devil May Cry nonsense. You just, you got to move too.
It's funny because that's literally why I like them. But yeah,
You know what's fun? I watched both. I watched the PlayStation and the Microsoft one. And it's so, I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Whoa,
What the hell is, oh my
Sorry,
Lord.
we're reacting to
You
the
just
camera.
murdered Zoom. I didn't know what the hell to do
Now,
with that.
okay, we've always been talking on the podcast about your obsession with fire, but now we have video evidence.
Yeah, it's actually true.
no, it's not a meme. Everybody, I always have fire close by. I really do like it.
It's the caveman
That is
brain
such a
kicking in.
creepy thing to say. I always have fire close by. You could even say, I think I've always thought fire is super cool, and that wouldn't register. Like that's just a thing. That's completely normal thing to say. I always have fire close by. At any moment, I could start a fire, just in case I need to. It's like it's like that guy who always has a knife. Who's like
Yeah.
anytime there's anything that remotely requires cutting, he's like, oh, I have a knife here.
So excited
Let's
to
go,
justify the
right?
purchase
Like
of their
that.
Leatherman.
Yeah,
They're always
yeah.
just like, you're like trying to open up a regular envelope, and they're like, "Oh, here you go," and they whip off their giant Leatherman off
Yeah.
their belt. Because
I know what you're thinking. Is that just a knife? Well, you'd be wrong. It's also a set of pliers and a bottle opener.
that's
And
one of
mini
those.
scissors.
That's one of those people who's like everybody knows one of those people. Like that's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
universal
yeah.
archetype. Like
The
everybody
phone
at
on the
some-
belt and a clip.
Yeah, it's like a pager, but he doesn't even use it. It's just there.
Has
it's
his
like a
best
style
Budweiser hat on.
choice. Or Miller Lite. Got a rip.
Well,
Wisconsin.
shirt.
As I was saying before, Sam threatened to burn my house down. I watched both of those trailers, or the events, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like super. I think I'm super cynical, but I think it's also true that like they had so many years to do like the most amazing things they could possibly do, and each like between Sony and Microsoft, each of them in like an hour-long event had like 2 things that I thought looked cool. and the rest of them were like.
I will say I was surprised. PS5, and actually, I'm kind of like, this is a positive for me, but I totally get what you're saying. PS5, Sony showed off a bunch of like indie games, and like not graphical powerhouses, but like, look at this quirky thing we're doing.
They're cheap and they make lots of money.
Bug snacks. It's true. It's bug snacks.
Bug snacks.
That's the catchiest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. That Bug Snacks song.
I have to admit, I would have loved like there are so many times I wish that I could have been in a board meeting when something was put forth as like a project idea, and I just picture like a bunch of suits, because I don't care what video game company it is, they're reporting to a bunch of suits. Like that's just somewhere in their chain. There's a bunch of people with graphs and budgets and stuff like that.
Really long tables.
Yeah, one guy at the very end of it.
Yeah, and they have the presenter up there, and they're just like, one word combined from two, bug snacks.
Huh? What's that you say? Bug snacks. What could that mean?
So they're bugs, but they're snacks.
It just seems like, I don't know if maybe I'm just getting older, but it seems like there was like a really high point for like the E3 kind of time. Sam with the fire again. Where it seemed like every game announced was super great.
Yeah.
Most. But it just seems like it's trickled down almost to where it's like one or two that are really good, and the rest is just kind of like filler, like stuff I'm not actually ever going to play.
I mean, in the Microsoft one, there were a bunch of, they weren't even, they were basically like mood boards. It was like, this is what the game's gonna feel like, and they had, there's just like there's like 10 like 3-second clips of like a skybox and some scenery and like an axe, and then they're like, coming in 2021.
Wow.
And you have no idea.
I'm pre-ordering right now.
There's like a working title and like a 30-second trailer that shows nothing, like not even. You know what I'm talking about? I think like the mood board is a good analogy, because that's basically what it's like. Like they're selling you like a setting or a theme.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's all you know. And it's like, dude, you're launching the console with this? Like, I don't know. There were a bunch of those at the Microsoft one specifically.
They both felt a little bit like when you wait to do your homework until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
They really did. They were like, well, I started some stuff here. Take a look.
I think probably a lot of that is both were waiting for announcements from each other.
That's what's keeping the price
before they
back.
kind of like.
Yeah.
So there was some announcements
a little bit.
There was some in the
$20.
PS5 one where they didn't even have any footage or even a title card, where they just announced a game. Actually, I guess that was the EA one when they announced Skate. Was there anything with that? They just
was butthurt.
making Skate.
I think it's like they announced the Tony Hawk remaster, and then finally, after years, EA finally greenlit a new Skate game. I think that's what did it, because it's like because when did Skate 3 come out? Like 2015 or something? No, longer than that.
Yeah, it was probably like
13.
No, probably before that. I think I was still in high school when that game came out. I think it was like 2011 or 2012.
Skate 3 release date. It was 2010. Oh,
jeez.
So they've had 10 years. Everybody wants a new Skate game. And when they finally announce it, right on so not only do they announce it, we're right on the horizon of a new generation of consoles. So like,
what is
and
the
everybody,
appeal?
but they have nothing to show.
Fun.
Like
What's
they
the appeal of
just greenlit
skateboarding
this
games?
game.
I want to know what's appealing about skateboarding games.
What's appealing about Fire?
Fire? It is the great destroyer. The great
That's
equalizer.
fair enough.
Everything burns.
I guess
The rich, the poor,
Good Lord.
women and the men.
I guess
the middle
for-
class.
It
the
all
children.
burns.
Sharon in accounting. No.
I guess. Did you play Tony Hawk, like the first one or the second
American
one?
Wasteland.
Yeah, like
The
all,
best one.
Did you
ever
enjoy
since I was
that? Like, was
no,
it,
I've like that was one of those things that I like got and pretended to like because like everybody else did. But I remember I'd bring it home and I'd turn it on and I'd be like, the soundtrack is cool, but I remember really thinking like this is one of those things that everybody's just pretending to like. Nobody actually finds this fun.
No, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Did you really?
A lot of fun, actually.
Okay, I believe you. I am hating on the game a little bit, not y'all. I've never.
I played that game
Why
for
do you hate me, Sam?
unlimited.
Let me tell you some
It would be
reasons,
impossible
Tom.
to account for the hours.
There's plenty. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It's probably the similar kind of thing for like sports game. Like I don't want to play Madden ever. Like, but some people find Madden really fun, and it's just like I don't care about football, like at all.
Oh, I'm gonna get that NBA 2K21 though. That looks amazing.
They're
I
gonna
can't
put
tell if you're serious or not.
17,000%
Yeah, I can't-
more
I have
slot
no-
machines.
No,
in
I
there.
am. The last 2K game I bought was 2016.
Because I've
And then
never seen you play a sports game ever.
Really?
Haven't,
Oh,
haven't
I was
all the
super into
basketball
2K.
game like haven't those new 2K basketball games for like the last 2 or 3 years been total dog?
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy them.
Okay.
Same with WWE, which makes me furious.
Oh, they ruined it.
I don't
What they do?
know. The last one, 2K20, that they put out was like it was incomplete when they released it.
It was
Oh,
like
fuck.
the Room the game.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so
no.
so
None
bad.
of the wrestlers looked like that. They looked like weird melted versions. Like
Oh,
the
hi,
faces
Mark.
didn't
They
match.
looked like a wax museum where the AC broke. That's what.
Yeah,
That's what all the wrestlers looked like.
exactly. That's like such a good way to put it. That's exactly what it looked like. And then it was just riddled with bugs. Like you just like you go off the ropes and the ropes like clip through you, and then you're flipping through the air, and then you land in the middle. Like, just watch a bug compilation from 2K20 from around.
Yeah,
the time
it's
it
not
was
even
released.
like when you think of a bad game, like you have to rethink or we have to recontextualize bad game because it's not like it wasn't as good as the last one or it had some things that it didn't have some things that we want. It was just bad. Everything was bad. Every single thing is bad.
Yeah.
It's
Terrible.
still $60.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Sam seems really interested in wrestling games. I can see as he leans.
Backyard wrestling.
I like having a camera. Now I can point out and harass who hasn't been paying attention.
Yeah, I
Very
can't
good.
get away with much anymore.
Yep. You can't just like sit there on your phone and listen anymore.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how often I tune out of these things.
I've had a whole quarantine of basically multiple meetings per day where I have to have my camera on. Now that I'm working from home,
That sucks,
I'm
man.
an expert of looking like I'm engaged in what's going on,
You
but
just
I'm
hold the
actually
phone right under the person's portrait, and you're like, yes, yes.
I think
right.
it's like I don't
you would
give a
have
damn
no
if I can see
idea if
you
I'm
or
paying
not.
attention here or not. What'd you say, Jack?
I was saying that I don't really give a damn if you can see somebody or not in like a Zoom meeting. I
All right,
don't
kick
really
him out of
think
here.
that there's
Get
a
him out.
point.
No, you're
All right.
done. Get out of here.
Where's the boot button?
Well, fuck me. I'll go play Call of Duty.
Have you boys been playing Call of Duty? We gotta play
Wait,
Call of Duty.
Can we
That's
talk
what
about?
Sam's brought it up like 15 times.
Yeah,
and
I
none
was
of you
gonna say-
respond.
Well,
I
ever.
was gonna
we
say,
play it all the
don't-
time.
I've been saying it all the time.
Uh-oh. We lost him.
Oh, you did.
Oh, he's back.
He got so
He's
mad he
back.
quit.
Yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't make me pull up the evidence because I can't count how many times I've been like, "Hey boys, we're playing COD."
He's got a
Okay,
file.
I mean, pull up the
It's
evidence.
real
When have
thick.
you ever said, "Hey, we're playing COD. You want to play?"
Yeah, like we're playing COD right
Find
this
it,
second.
and I will.
I'm not-
apologize.
I'm not
and
a-
not we should play COD. We
This is-
should doesn't mean that's might as
Yeah.
well just be don't even write anything.
It was like 2 weekends ago, Sam. We invited them.
If
and they
I'm
said
saying
nothing.
we should play COD, that means I'm playing COD, and that means that you should get in on it.
I
It's not
can't.
like
I,
some
how am I
nebulous,
supposed to
like,
know that?
What is?
You do this crazy thing where you respond and say, "Oh, you mean
What
now?"
do you mean? Every time Call of Duty has come up, we all talk about how much we like that game. And
Okay.
then one of us, either I say or you say, or one of us says, "Yeah, we should play that game sometime." And then the
Well-
other person, which is either you or me, goes, "Yeah, we should." And that's the end.
Sam and I play every Friday. Every Friday
I
night.
play for almost every day. I love that game. It's a great game.
What's it like?
We
being a
should play
bachelor?
it sometime.
Yes.
Well, I can
How
tell you
about
right now,
tonight?
Jack and I are playing as soon as this is done. Pretty
Well,
much.
Oh, excellent.
excellent.
Perfect.
Let's play
So-
Call of Duty.
We can do. Wait, hang on. Chatting. How is that going to work?
Discord.
Yeah, I guess Discord. Can you guys have your laptop
Discordance.
next? Like the
Yeah.
crossplay thing kind of.
Oh, can you not chat in a group and crossplay?
think
I've never
you-
done.
No, you can
Probably-
join parties with.
I would
cross-play
assume
people.
you'd still be in a party and that you can still chat.
Yeah. Then
They'll
you
figure
use
it out.
Call of Duty.
You have to
We
use
are making
in-game-
some primo
Then I-
content here. You know what we should do? We should
Can I
start
tell you
s-
the-
we should
the
start
best
scheduling
decision-
our Tuesdays next. People want to hear that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tomorrow for
The-
breakfast, I think I'm gonna have eggs and hash browns.
The
What do you
best
guys think?
decision I ever made in Call of Duty was turning on the global mute.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is that?
Oh.
Oh my god, that guy! I forgot. It's been so long since like Black Ops or like whatever the last Call of Duty game I actually played was. Oh my god, the people! It's just a different class of people who use their microphones in Call of Duty, like just the scum of the earth.
That's
Oh,
because Call of Duty
absolutely.
is the Walmart of video games.
It truly is.
It really is.
No,
We
I
all
actually-
know what you did, Tom.
What?
You turned on your fog machine.
I did. I have a fog machine here for the mood, and I turned it on.
Of course.
For your
because
mood board.
it needs to be for my mood board. When I'm feeling spooky, I point to the spooky face. And
Oh,
then I
hang
turn
on,
the
guys. There's
fog
some
machine.
fog coming in.
You're releasing a Xbox game too, huh?
It's called the
I can hear
Fogging.
you.
The fogging.
I just
And,
realized that I remembered to turn my camera off, but then I just stayed here right in front of the microphone.
Yeah, we heard
You're
it.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, concerts aren't happening until like 2024.
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
my
I
God.
miss concerts. I do.
Oh, I was so hyped for like 2 shows that I had.
Coda,
tickets.
has
I had to miss
the
both.
Ultra Mega Helitor been canceled like officially yet?
Wendy told us last night actually that it got delayed till next year.
Oh, it's delayed till 2021 now.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
So
like
that's not happening.
I did get to do something super cool though, which was both of the shows that I had tickets for got canceled, but both of the drummers of the bands in those shows started doing Zoom lessons, so I got some of those. That was pretty cool.
that's actually super sweet.
I think that's sick. Like that never would have ever happened or been possible otherwise. And now it's like, oh, $60. Like I get an hour with like a dude who I wouldn't be as good as if I lived to be 800. Like that's pretty cool. That was a good time.
So
But yeah,
what
I'm
bands
butthurt.
did you did Between the Buried and Me and
Yeah, there was that Haken
Haken? Yeah.
Haken Devin Townsend show that we were gonna go to.
Yeah.
That got canned.
That was
The what
like
now?
the day they started canceling shows too.
Yeah.
That really sucked.
It was that show was really close to still happening. It was really close.
Yeah, because you guys
Uh,
came down thinking that it was still possible.
Yeah.
And then like later that day on Twitter they're like, we're postponing till further notice,
Yep.
which is like a huge bummer.
Yeah, we were like 12 hours away from still seeing that show, which is a bummer. But
I was supposed to see Rage Against the Machine.
Oh.
Probably would have been like a life-changing thing.
dude,
And Run the Jewels, right? Both of them?
And freaking Run the Jewels, who I was actually more excited about, to tell you the truth.
that's a huge bummer, man.
Because of
Yeah.
your recommendation, I don't even remember how many episodes ago that was. I started listening to them, and they are phenomenal.
I've been trying to tell y'all.
I mean, I've heard of Killer Mike before because I've heard him in other tracks, and he's great. But that other guy,
Big boy.
it's
Oh,
not Big Boy.
that's the wrong one.
Oh,
LP, right?
I believe so. Don't ask
Yeah.
me to know the names of people. I can barely remember the names of people I see every day. Don't ask me to remember their names.
I'm sorry.
They're Run the Jewels.
Just imagine his head on fire, and you'll probably remember his name.
I know he'd
the
burn.
old lady down the street.
He'd burn real good.
wonder how he'd like a kerosene shower.
Oh fuck.
If anybody wanted to ruin Sam's life, they could go to his undisclosed hometown and just start burning houses down. Like
And
just
they would
serial
use
serial
this
arson.
video and
They would
evidence,
blame
and
Sam.
he just
Everybody in
has a
town would
lighter.
go, "Oh yeah, it was Sam." Like he
I'm
lives
just-
right over there. Don't tell him I told you, because he hasn't burned my house down yet. But he's over. Go, please get him.
I love this world where I'm just known everywhere as the fire guy. Like even people that don't know me, they're like, "Oh, there was a fire." Yeah,
You're a
Sam lives over
pyromancer.
there.
How long do you think your average interpersonal relationship gets before the person
I'm getting a beer.
learns that you have a thing for fire?
Oh, it's not something that like everybody knows. It's not like I'm not autistic. It's not like I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, hi, I'm Charles," and I'm like, "I like fire."
Do you
If they-
ever light things on fire just to see how they burn? Actually, Sam,
Yeah.
funny enough, I have a game for you.
Okay.
What the hell is it called?
Dark
Little
Souls.
Inferno. I remembered.
Oh yeah,
There's
that is
a
Sam
game.
game.
So, okay. Did you ever play World of Goo by any chance?
That's a great game.
No.
It's like a puzzle physics kind of game. Anyway, the same developers made this game called Little Inferno, and it's literally all about burning toys. All you do is you bring a toy into the fireplace, and then you light it on fire. And then you do that for the whole game.
I'm gonna come.
I wonder how much you can get that game for now.
I'm sure it's dirt
Let's see.
cheap.
It's
probably
gotta
like
be
$5.
cheap as hell.
I would play Little Inferno. Have
15.
y'all seen-
That's a scam, actually.
Have y'all seen
It's not worth $15.
Uncut
No.
Gems? Have any?
I keep meaning to watch it, but I haven't yet.
Bro, you need to watch Uncut Gems. I'm gonna come.
I-
Adam Sandler, when he gets that's what he says when he gets the gem that's like is the MacGuffin that sets the whole movie in motion.
The magic crystal.
You just gotta. It's not magic. It's actually really good, but you need to like. Forget that Adam Sandler like the name is attached to it, and just it's like one of the best movies.
I mean, I saw like a trailer, and I saw that it won a bunch of awards, and everyone I know keeps talking about it. So like, I will watch it.
You are
What's
going to
drinking
be
there, Jack? Constellation Cream. What brewing company is that? Is that a Duluth brew? Ursa Minor? Yeah, they're in Duluth, right?
Hell yeah, brother!
Sponsor us, please.
I'm sorry, Sam. You were rudely interrupted.
What else is new? I wasn't
Nah.
saying anything important.
No, Uncut
what were you
Gems.
talking about?
We were talking about
Gems.
Uncut Gems, and I was just saying that you got to see it. Like, so we did our top 10 list for 2019, and then right after that, I saw all of the best movies of that year. And
That's
my
how it works
list,
every time.
my list really bums me out now because a lot of really good stuff came out in 2019.
I hope all of our lists bum us out every time we do one after the fact.
Yeah, I
That's
never
it.
want to do a good list.
Because every time I look back at a list, it's like, I forgot about this, and this, and they're all way
Yeah.
better than anything I ever had.
I would imagine that when people listen to the list to the Megasodes, they're like it's screaming in their cars or whatever, like, how could you forget about it? Like, and they, whatever the big thing was. And it's because at least it takes a long time for at least me to put my list together, because it's like, you take stock of the whole year and you're like checking. I don't know about what you guys do, but I
go on the
try to
Wikipedia
find like
pages.
I find like all the Emmy nominees, and then like I look
And
at
then you
everything
just
I
agree
can.
with them, right?
Yeah, I look at everything I can to try to figure out all the things that came out that year, right? Because it's not like a list of like TV shows in 2019. Like, you can find them, but they're super long.
Wikipedia. Then you just go month to month and you just scroll down. You're
Yeah.
like, I remember that.
So like they take a long time to put together, and it's still so funny that like after all of that, at the end, the one just slaps you in the dick. The one that you just completely forgot. Like, how could I forget about?
See, what I
video-
try and do is I make a list of everything I can remember, because if I can't remember it, then I don't think it deserves to be on a top list. Like if I need to be reminded of it.
That only works if you don't have shitty memory, like I do.
I have bad memory. That's why if something stays in my head, I assume it's really good. Now,
What if your memory is so bad that you don't have enough things stay in your head to make a list?
Well, that's when I start looking up like the top 100 of. That's when I start copying
That's
other
what I
people's
did.
homework.
Yeah,
BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Let's make a top TV list. I'm like, God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Jack hates television.
I don't hate it. I just don't go out of my way to watch it.
Speaking of television, I think me and Sam have went back and we're now rewatching the same show again at around
Yeah,
the same
Hannibal.
time.
That was on your best of the decade.
Yeah, Hannibal.
So good,
I
man.
think it made the list. I'm not
See,
sure.
Hannibal.
I think our experience has been a little different.
Cannonball.
I've been kind of annoyed watching Hannibal again. The acting is really good, but like I don't have the patience for the long, like every shot is super gloomy and is filled with people just staring for a long time. And the main character, his like he really is driving me nuts.
How so?
Well, because like I'm just like tortured characters can be good for a short amount of time, like for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to spend, it's 12 episodes a season, 2 or 3 seasons. That's a lot. That's like a full day, 24 hours. Do you want to spend 24 hours with somebody who's constantly going, like,
I don't even want to spend 2 seconds with a person doing
like
that.
that dude, like, if you watch the show, they'll like make him eggs and he'll take a bite of the eggs and suddenly it'll be like, rape, murder, rape. And then it goes back to him and he's like sweating. He's like, I can't. And that's like the first episode. It's that for the entire show.
I think, well, I don't want to, without spoiling anything, that is like the whole second season when he's getting fucked with.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. The thing, I don't think he's the main character of the show. He's like the protagonist.
No, it's all a vehicle for Hannibal. Like I understand
Sure.
that.
And Lawrence Fishburne,
He's good. in it.
beautiful.
Lawrence Fishburne is good in it. And
That guy yells better than anybody in
Morpheus.
acting.
yeah.
When that guy starts yelling,
Pills here.
yeah, that guy.
Get your pills.
That guy's voice projects like nothing I've ever heard.
Does he play coach?
No, he doesn't.
that'd be
'cause
sick though.
He does the pills in Matrix, so I
Yeah.
Oh.
as a joke.
I was like, oh my God.
Let me
I do love the
explain what a
scene-
joke.
I do love the scene where the tortured guy, Will, is that his name? He's like,
Yeah.
if you don't like my answer, then you figure it out. You're the head of your department. And like Lawrence Fishburne looks around and he's just like, I didn't hear that, did I? And like everybody just nopes the F out of there.
I also I know we talked about it too, but the cooking scenes.
Yeah, they make food look delicious. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I think, well, because it's the way of making the villain like sympathetic to the audience, right? Because it's like you know that he's like this evil, horrible, monstrous person, and you know that what he's doing is like could not be more debauched and terrible. But if the people making the show can make the debauched, terrible thing look like it's actually not that bad, then it's like a way of making their villain more interesting without, because it's like evil, bad monster man isn't that compelling of a character, right?
What I forgot about that show is how much he just kills to see if he can.
Yeah.
Like, there's like no reason for most of what he does. He just wants to see if he can.
What's
going to
happen? Yeah.
Anyway, nobody else likes this show. Watch Hannibal if you
I
like.
haven't watched it. It might be good.
It's worth watching. I still can't believe the gore that they got away with. Like, when you watch it, you will regularly forget that this was a nationally syndicated, broadcasted thing on just regular
Just
television.
on NBC at like 8 p.m.
Actually,
Tune in.
There was
I
like a
remember-
Friends rerun, and then there were people straight up gutted with their lungs hanging out of their backs. Like,
Yeah. Because I remember one time
Family friendly.
my mom was watching it on just network TV, and I was upstairs in my room, and then I came downstairs, and I looked at the TV, and I was like, and then I looked back, and it's just my mom sitting there, and she like, isn't about gore or anything. Like when she'd see me playing a gory video game, she'd get very angry. No, well, not very angry, but disappointed. She
would
busted
make
out
me.
the belt right there, and it was go time. No,
I still cry.
but then I was just like, "What are you watching?" And then she's like, "Shh, it's Hannibal. It's Hannibal. It's Hannibal."
There's the one there's the one where they cross-sectioned the lady. That's the one that I can't, like, the one that I truly can't believe was on television.
The mushroom people were pretty gross.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Like, I'm surprised that they got away with that. Anyway, watch Hannibal. We can move on to something else. Like Better Call Saul.
Fuck
Oh,
Better
yeah?
Call Saul. Good God.
Fuck you.
God damn it.
Okay, what are your complaints with Better Call Saul? Let's hear the Jack critique.
He left.
He's gone.
I think he just hates that we talk about it so much.
Oh yeah. Oh, my friends
talk
like
about-
things.
Resident Evil 7. Am I right?
That's old news.
Let's talk about Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil
3.
What's the
Village.
new news?
Village
Resident
is
Evil
coming
3.
out.
Village is coming out.
That's the new news? Okay, what's the I don't even know what the Village is.
That's Resident Evil 8. That's all I
Oh,
know.
yeah. I
You're gonna
did know.
play
Okay.
as Ethan. What's his nuts again?
Ethan
I want to
Hunt.
say
Ethan.
I want to say this. When I saw the trailer for Resident Evil 7 and I saw how they were going
You
with
were-
the down by the bayou like horror
You were all in.
swamp, I was like, man, that looks good, and I can't wait to play that. Resident Evil 8, The Village looks like a return to like the same old thing that was already burnt out that made Resident Evil 7 succeed. Does anybody else think that?
Well, okay, so
I think it's going to be sweet.
actually, I can't even remember the last episode we all recorded together. I think I played and beat Resident Evil 7 after our last episode. Finally.
Yeah, because I didn't even know you played it.
Uh,
Did you play 3?
I didn't play 3 yet.
Really good.
That's why I keep like those remakes look really, really good.
Yeah.
I just haven't had
I
the
still need to
time.
finish 2.
2
But
achievements away from platinum.
As far as 7 goes, I like about the first act and a half.
The
of
house,
that game. Well,
basically.
not even just specifically. There's a couple of good parts after that, but by the end of the second act and all through the third act and then the following like epilogue,
Yeah.
it's like a completely different game. You have
Oh,
like
absolutely.
every gun you can imagine, and you're just
Yeah.
like it's like an action game. You're just
Yeah.
running like.
Right.
But the house sequence was especially well done because like I don't know, it's probably been said.
They probably
times.
they probably did like put the most time into the house, you know.
Yeah, that was like almost like a tech demo part. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I was done with it by the time we got on the ship. By the time you got on the ship, I was like, okay, this
was
game
right-
can end.
That
any
dragged
time.
on way
Yeah,
too long.
it should have ended right before the ship. Is what it should have done.
Yeah, it could have the ship at the beginning of the next game. Who cares? But like that whole sequence.
And then you do the flashback to fucking what's her face, Mia.
Yeah.
where she-
Well,
yeah.
so
I had to
was
tie it back
kind-
to the cliffhanger intro with the videotape.
Yeah, and I mean, like that was kind of interesting. Like I did like the time jumps in that game. I especially liked. I don't even remember if this is true, but in the demo it was where if you played a certain way in the flashback, you could leave items for yourself
Yep.
in the future. Was
Yep.
that a part of the ship thing? I think I remember doing
That's
that.
pretty cool, actually. I like that.
So
I don't know
like
if it was
that
part of the ship. Yeah, it actually was part of the
because
ship
you
thing.
leave the machine gun in one of the boxes, right?
Yeah.
And then you find it as Ethan later.
Yep.
So that was interesting. And then yeah, I don't know. Like it got pretty Resident Evil-y right at the end of the third act with like
Yeah.
the giant Papa coming back and then Chris Redfield like going down
Just like
flying-
Commando.
and then he has that like super pistol and he's just like blasting him. It's like-
Yeah.
it got pretty insane. And I was like, okay, well, at least we know it's a Resident Evil game, I suppose. But the first section was really atmospheric, and I don't know, they did the horror really well because it was like it wasn't even particularly poorly lit or anything. Like none of those tropes where it's
No.
like dim
Yeah.
or anything. It was like just a house, but the guy in the house was like this insane
Looking
guy
for ya.
that
Yeah.
you couldn't kill no matter what you did. It was good. I would say overall positive. Resident Evil 7. I'd say probably went on about 2 hours too long.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. 2 hours too long.
That was like the new Doom.
Fuck
Holy
Doom.
crap. The new
Good God.
Doom. I just wanted that to be over. I hate
Did you guys play Doom?
No,
I played. Okay. I played
Sorry,
a
Sam.
good chunk of it. I think the gameplay is, of course, rock solid. It's like an improvement on the first one in every single way. Stylistically, it almost feels like you're in a toy commercial, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Like
yeah,
everything
it
looks a
does.
little plasticky.
Where you literally collect toys?
Well, I mean, you did that in the first game, but like the atmosphere, like the monsters look like monsters. In this game, they kind of look like plastic action figures. It's really
Yeah,
strange.
they weren't interesting or engaging at all. I got into a huge fight with my wife.
You almost
Because
got
I-
divorced.
It wasn't that bad. But like I mentioned like how much of my business do I want to spell here? I'll go ahead. Like so I mentioned that I kind of was interested in that game and that led to I'll just say that led to a big fight. And ultimately I ended up getting it like not throwing a tantrum like case in point I got the game. So I felt I had to finish it. That's the point. Is that because like this whole fight had happened, I wasn't going to quit halfway. But I have to tell you I hate played the entire last half of that game. I hated it so much.
Just
On
that
hard.
bad, huh?
I just wasn't.
A
Yeah.
nightmare.
One thing you need to know about Coda and I is that we have a rule that video games can't be fun. So we always play on the hardest difficult. Not the hardest. We played on the second to hardest, didn't we?
Ultra violence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ultraviolence. And
That's still pretty annoying. It's like 2 hits and you die.
Yep.
yeah, I hated every freaking second.
What
I
is
just
it-
wanted
It's
it to
harder
be
in
over.
general. That game is a lot harder than the first one. Like I was just playing on normal, like I did on the first game, and
Kitty
it's
baby mode.
no, it wasn't like I'm too young to die. I don't remember their difficulty levels.
It's probably
I think
just
I was
like
on
called
Hurt Me
hell
Plenty.
or something.
Hurt Me Plenty,
Yeah.
I think it was. And
What's
it's like
what's so bad about it?
For me, it was just really repetitive, and there was nothing engaging in the scenarios. So it was literally like almost. So first of all, they messed up making every level look the same. Like as soon as you land on Earth, it looks like hell. So when you get to the hell levels, they all look like, oh, it's a different floating rock and fire.
yeah.
And the entire game for like 20 hours, you just walk into a big area. They throw a ton of enemies at you for like 45 minutes to a flippin' 2 hours. And
You walk into the next room and you do it again.
and it starts again, and there's just nothing in there that's compelling to keep you going. Like if you just really love the game, like if you genuinely loved the gameplay and you don't care about anything else, you'd probably have a pretty good time. But it got so tiresome, so quack. So I couldn't decide to say fast or quick. I'll just go with quick. It got
So
so tiresome
quackly.
so quickly.
But I guess I'm kind of in the camp where I really enjoyed the gameplay, and I found the arena setting like as a chance to like see how efficient you can be with the tools you get because you kind of build your tool set over time. So that I found interesting. The thing I hated about the new Doom is I don't need to know any lore. The first game, you are just awakened out of a casket and you know nothing. They're just like, demons are here. Can you kill them? And you're like, don't say anything. You just punch a screen and then you go kill demons and then the game ends. This one, it's like, there's a whole Doom guy lore. He's like a Doom Slayer, but apparently
Yep.
there's more than one Doom Slayer, and they're like have a whole organization, and you're going rogue from the organization to save Earth because you're not supposed to. It's like
I hated
that's
that
the last thing I wanted in a Doom game. I just want to be the guy who just goes and murders things.
Yeah, I'm on record for saying Doom, the original Doom, has one of the most perfect video game stories of all time, and
Yeah,
I
I don't
stand
tell
by
you a
that.
thing. You just start. You just go.
Hell is
Kill
invading.
demons.
You're on Mars. You're a Marine. Go kill him. Like
And that's-
honestly,
see,
that's
One thing I did like about those old games is they made the game fun in and of its own right. And if you wanted to know more, you'd look at like the instruction manual. If you just boot up Doom without like any context, you're just a guy with a gun that runs around and shoots guys that are shooting at you. Like there's no story really. You can kind of piece it together from the artwork, I guess, but like they don't outright explain anything to you.
there's
It was
not a
like-
30-minute cutscene where the Doom guy's like, "Oh, this was Mars, my home.
Yeah,
I just want to get home and see my family."
Wait,
Like,
yes,
Did they actually do that?
in the
he
new
didn't
Doom,
talk. Well, did he talk? I don't actually.
he talks a little bit in the new Doom. It's mostly just you go play. Like, all right, I'm gonna get nerdy here for.
I think making
like
him
that's
talk is
anything new.
automatically kind of a no-go.
The only thing they did in the new Doom that made me legitimately like mad and way angrier than I should have been at anything when none of this matters and the world is falling apart. Like I want to recognize that. Is you go into one place and there's like a king on a throne and he's like the head of your order, and they actually had Doom guy like kneel before him and show reverence.
Yeah. That kind of goes. He's like the whole first game. He's like these super intelligent hyper scientists are like telling him exactly what's going on, and he's just clearly ignoring them just based on the camera that you're seeing it through, and he's just like throwing things left and right. Like one of the most iconic scenes is when you need to get a palm print scan on this one thing, so he just grabs the nearest dead guy and just slaps it on there without caring.
Mhm.
In this game, they try to make him like sympathetic, I guess, like he's a character
More
you want to
human?
care about. Yeah, like they try to humanize him. It's like you're just a killing machine. That's what you're supposed to be. Like,
One thing I loved about the 2016 Doom reboot was that it was like an ongoing joke. They kept trying to force the narrative on you, and Doom guy wouldn't take it.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like if somebody popped up on your screen and tried dumping a bunch of exposition on you, Doom guy would like rip the TV off the wall and throw it and go back to killing demons. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And in this one, like, it's very clear which parts they designed in this game first, because there's some of that in like the last third.
Yeah. And it still bothers me. Like, okay, so Doom guy, right? The killing machine, 2016 Doom. I'm talking about. Goes through, kills all the things, Argent energy, all that fun stuff. In the new one, they're like they recognize that he's a killing machine, so they give him like this. I don't remember what the Justice League Space Fortress is, but that's pretty much what they gave the Doom guy. So he exists
I
on
thought it
this-
was called like the Citadel or something.
Yeah, is he like and he exists on this satellite, and he's like a
Yep.
superhero. It's like
Yep.
that's not the point. He's like in the original game, you're just a dude. You're like a security guard, basically. That just like it's almost like a Half-Life thing. You just are a victim of circumstance, and you just
You're a
fight your way
Marine
out.
who refused to follow orders to
Ah.
shoot innocent civilians, so you got
Fortress
sent
of
to
Doom.
Mars on a security detail, and then you were sent to Phobos, where there was a teleportation experiment going in. You're left outside as security while the rest of your team goes in. You hear a bunch of screaming, and then you decide to load up your pistol and go in.
Yeah. So like, yeah, exactly. And then like in the 2016 one, they made the lore a little stranger, where it's like you're this creature that gets summoned whenever hell tries to pull a fast one. Basically, you're like the Doom Slayer, which is a type of thing. And then this one, they're like, oh, you're a superhero that orbits the Earth in case of any hell stuff. You just go in, you kill it. He's like a Ghostbuster almost.
But he
It's-
was part of the Hell Army. And then he got too much power and revolted. And then he said, fuck you. I got to kill demons.
Yeah.
That's how the story goes.
still, that's too much story.
No, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that's how the 2019 one decided to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. We talked about Doom a lot. What else is going on?
Doom's fucking sweet, but it got old.
Yeah, it did. It did get very repetitive. What has everybody been playing lately? I'm very curious.
World
got
of
the-
Warcraft,
Excellent.
Call of Duty,
Excellent.
Dead by Daylight.
Is that game still alive?
Yeah. And
Alive by Daylight?
Dying Light.
Dying. Oh, is that the other zombie one?
Yeah, it's kind of like Dead Island, but better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember when that game came out. You getting ready for that new expansion?
Oh yeah, Shadowlands.
What do you
Yeah.
think? You think it's going to be better than Battle for Azeroth, or?
I hope so. I've been grinding pretty hard, and then I took a break, and then Corey and Sam don't give a shit. So
I re-downloaded WoW. I haven't restarted my subscription yet, but I got to do that because I need to jump back in.
Yeah, I didn't even beat the expansion. I finally did. So it's like double XP everything until the expansion. So
when does it drop, the new expansion?
not until November.
Oh, I got time.
Yeah, it was supposed to be August, but it got pushed.
Okay, interesting. I forgot what I was going to follow up with.
I've been playing. Well, that's implicit. Been playing. I got back into Minecraft a little bit. It's been since 2013 since I played that game last.
Minecraft.
We have a mutual friend that has fallen down the rabbit hole.
Fireside Tom.
Yes, Fireside Tom.
Fireside Tom.
We might as well call him Minecraft Tom now.
It's completely consumed him at this point. He's got a problem.
He's doing making
Harry Potter builds
farms within the game.
He plays more Minecraft than Tom drinks alcohol,
and that's saying
that's
something.
a lot.
Oh my god!
Tom's fucking alcoholic.
I'm not alcoholic.
I haven't been.
Which one?
Oh, we've been playing Deep Rock Galactic. Me and Tom.
That game is
another friend of mine.
Phenomenal.
That game's a blast. Besides that, not much. I picked up a few games yesterday. I picked up Outer Wilds, which I'm really excited to play because that game, it looks really, really cool.
Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds?
Outer Wilds.
So they both released at the same time, which
is
probably the worst possible thing that could have happened.
And they, funnily enough, too, both of those games had some of each other's devs.
Yeah, they both flip-flopped.
It's
a
just
bunch
a
of people
fucking meme.
left Outer Wilds to work at Outer Worlds and the other way around. That game looks super cool. I'm really excited to play it. I'll probably start it tonight, actually. And then I picked up Journey as well yesterday because the PC version of that, it either went up finally or it went on sale. But I never played it, and I always thought that game looked really cool too. So I'm excited to give that one a shot. But yeah, I think Deep Rock Galactic is probably the coolest game I've stumbled on since the last time we talked about games.
Have either of you? I guess, is it on PS4? I think it's on Xbox One.
I don't know.
It's like Payday mixed with Left 4 Dead mixed with a little bit of Minecraft.
Which game?
Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh.
Super fascinating. It's super fun, really replayable. It got random generated caves basically. Basically, the lore is it's the way distant future in a fantasy setting where dwarves exist, and now a bunch of dwarves work for a mining corporation in space, and then they are basically just mining this planet, trying to get all the ores. But then there's bugs. It has almost like a
Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Vibe.
There
I'm
it is.
listening.
I was gonna say there it is.
I thought that as soon as I explained the lore of dwarves in space, Sam might chime in, but I had
insects in space.
Yeah. So you basically go on to a series of increasingly difficult procedurally generated planets that have cave systems in it, and there's biomes within the caves. So there's desert caves and ice caves, and they're super cool. It's a really good looking game. And you do a bunch of different missions. You mine your ores or whatever you need to get your mission to go back, and you fight a bunch of bugs. It's cool. It's super fun.
Yeah,
it sounds pretty cool.
There's a lot of elements that are really interesting about it. The caves are pitch black because they're caves. So you have flares, and they're these recharging, throwable items. So you're constantly throwing flares to light different areas. Once you complete your objectives, then you have to call back your drop pod that dropped you off. So then you have to work. If you go really deep into a cave, you have to work your way all the way back to where the drop pod is.
That's cool.
So you're fighting, and when it's coming back, that's when they send waves and waves of enemies, and you just kind of
Of course.
Down. And there's hold off stuff. I don't know. It's really interesting.
It sounds a lot more fun than this other game that I was going to bring up that I feel like Sam would be all over is Earth. Was it Earth Defense Force?
I love Earth Defense Force.
You like that? That's just Starship Troopers, the game, isn't it?
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it pretty much is. They have the same kind of hokey, well, not hokey, but I think Earth Defense Force is probably
It's like a Japanese anime, but
it's sillier than Starship
but I'm just
Troopers.
surprised that like Sam's not into that.
Have you tried it, Sam?
No, I've heard about it. It just has to be cheap. That's a game that I won't pay like.
It's like
$30
$10.
for. Is it? I'd pay
I don't
$10
know.
for it.
Probably.
It's a very fun game. It's very grindy and very difficult if you want to play it like higher levels, where you get the best loot.
Loot.
Give me the loot.
Speaking of loots, when the fuck is Diablo 4 coming out?
Tomorrow.
I don't know, man. I
Did
don't
you
even
get
know
the
if it's
email?
gonna be good at this point. Blizzard's been taking such a huge shit recently.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
I suppose they didn't even give us a date yet, did they? They're just like, we're working on it. There's some gameplay for the Druid.
They put out videos every now and again and screenshots. I like that they're going in a more like gothic direction with the art, slightly more like the old like 1 and 2. 3 had a little bit of that, I guess, in the first chapter, but then from there it just kind of went and did something. As Jack points to his gothic background, that reminds me of Bloodborne.
It is.
That's
It's
definitely
Yarnum.
Bloodborne. Yeah, that's Yarnum.
It's like everything's kind of leaning in on itself, so it reminded me of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want Diablo 4 to be good. I liked Diablo 3. And
I liked it too. I just wish like they're only doing 3 classes. Like what did Diablo 1 do? 3 classes? It was Sorcerer, Warrior, and Wizard. No.
Yeah, I think. Wait,
Sorcerer was
Warrior,
Wizard. And
was there like a Ranger or something?
Ranger maybe. Monk.
I don't know. It's like after that announcement for the mobile game,
Just fell off.
What
been
a,
waiting
what a
for it.
glorious shit show that was.
Been waiting for it.
What were
so it
they?
hasn't come
What
out.
were they thinking?
don't you guys have phones?
Yeah, that's excellent.
Unbelievable.
So I have very little faith in Blizzard. And then they tried to do the old Overwatch 2. So I went back on Battle.net recently, and that's not even available. Do they just like outright just say, never mind with that?
For Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped playing once Sam pretty much stopped playing because Mercy's. What did I say the other day? I commented. It's like Mercy's been worthless for 3 years.
Yeah. There was a, celebrating Overwatch for 4 years, and Coda texts me. He's like, Mercy's been worthless for 3 years.
That's a huge bummer.
And
That game
the
was really
ranking
fun.
system is busted because
It's still release date TBA.
Is it on Battle.net? I couldn't find it. Like it was up front and center on like their games page.
For the
Yeah,
record,
I mean-
I did not. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying. Like, I'll check BattleNet. I don't know. It doesn't have a release date or anything even.
I don't know. They basically just said people playing Overwatch 1 could play with Overwatch 2 people. So it kind of just makes it sound like DLC and not an
Yeah,
actual
it's
sequel.
not a BattleNet.
Yeah, so they took it down. It was in Battle.net. You could pre-order it, I think, for a time. Anyway,
I don't
Blizzard,
even know. They didn't even do a good job explaining what this game is.
it's like an expansion, basically. It's not a
Yeah.
sequel. It's definitely
Well,
not a
it's
sequel.
PVE.
yeah.
Well, there's
I
an
don't play
element to
Overwatch
that,
for
but they're just
PvE.
adding a bunch of new heroes and maps that you can play jointly with Overwatch 1 players.
Eventually,
Yeah, but
because
like,
you're not going to be able to do that off of at launch. They said they want to merge it into Overwatch 1 eventually.
they shouldn't do that. First of all, if they want to make money on the game,
Right.
people will wait rather than spend money. Like that's how it works. I mean, Epic Game Store, Lamau. People would rather wait than buy something shitty. I don't know. It's just stupid.
Sam, are you still here? You with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. It was okay. All right. It
He was
looked
hiding
like
behind the microphone.
yeah. It looked like you were like on another planet, but
No, I'm here.
you were just chilling. Like,
I'm listening.
Oh, boys, I suppose I should probably mention this will come as a huge surprise because I've never announced anything like this before.
I know what it's gonna be.
I'm working on a new website. Thank you.
It's slick. It is actually slick though.
This is about light years ahead of the last one, which is still currently up. So if you're still going to that, I don't think anybody is. I don't even know if anybody even looks at that website. It's a pain in the ass to manage and update. This one is going to be significantly easier. That's all I got to say about that.
Is this for the Talk Shop?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Now that I'm not in school when I'm not working, I'll have more time to do things I want to, like write
Hey, fuck
reviews and
school.
things.
Am I right, guys?
Hey, and Sam, we still got to go and do our. We talked about it in the Megasode, I think, where the Corey and Jack give us prompts for short stories, and then we write a short story over a month or whatever.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Oh, I
fun.
based
even
on the
forgot that
prompts.
happened.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So that'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing to put on the website. So I'm saying.
A little extra content for those 20 listeners.
Yeah, subscribe to my Patreon.
Speaking of 20 listeners, I'll tell you something new with me. I decided to start taking EDM courses. Production.
Oh,
EDM production. Yeah.
What are you using?
What the fuck is it called? Ableton Live.
good
Excellent
choice.
Excellent
Yeah,
choice.
so I've been working on that for about a week now. Super fun, learning a lot. I knew nothing about music theory, still don't, but I know more than I did a week ago. You know, it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Like you know how like you see like some DJs and they just like make mixes and mashups and stuff. But
Well, I mean, once the track's done,
yeah,
like playing it live is not nearly the monumental task of actually
right.
making. The
Like
music
I
in the
actually want to
first place.
create music though. Like I just don't want to like mix other people's musics together.
Well, I'll tell you what,
So-
man. If you ever make any tracks that you want to share, I will gladly host them on the website.
Thanks, man. I should be done with my actual first original track at the end of the month,
Excellent.
Not
I
this
want
month,
to
but
hear it.
about
Wonderful.
mid-July.
That's awesome.
So I can't wait to share that. It'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
Drop some ecstasy and listen to it, brother.
Yep.
Bring
Put
it-
like
I've
a
actually-
rabbit mask on.
That actually reminds me. I don't know what happened over the last year. I guess 2020 kind of happened. My music taste has gotten so strange. I recognize that it's not typically like I used to just listen to like the Killers and Megadeth, and you know, I recently started listening to a band called the Yellow Magic Orchestra. Have you ever heard of that band?
I have not.
Nope.
It is
Tell me about them.
It is a 70s Japanese synth pop band.
There you go.
So, but they like use almost exclusively synthesizers, but it's the funkiest music, and it's just it's like I don't know.
Called
It's
the Yellow Orchestra Band.
Yellow Magic Orchestra, YMO.
YMO.
If you listen to their song Rydeen, Rydeen, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. Super interesting, you know. And in those days, like they didn't have the automation you get for like EDM nowadays, so they had to do it all manually.
I found him. You already know what I'm doing, Tom.
I already know. He's listening to him right now.
I was gonna say thrill at the talk shop where we make plans for what we're gonna do after the show and then live listen to songs together.
That you can't hear. Oh, there we go.
I just don't understand why we don't have a larger audience.
Oh, yo, Tom, make your Plex account, idiot.
Yeah, I will. Anyway, Sam, what's up? What have you been playing? What have you been watching? What have you been doing? What's new?
I've been busy. I play Call of Duty with Dakota just about every Friday. I bought The Last of Us 2 today. I haven't even turned it
Really?
on yet. Yeah.
That's surprising. I didn't realize you were gonna get that.
I wasn't planning on it, but I went to
It just kind of happened.
I went to donate blood, and I was like, oh, yeah, that came out today. Well, I mean, it got like perfect 10s across the board. I may as well see if I like it.
Did you pay with your blood? Did you give him just a vial of your blood?
I donate my blood. I don't believe that I should be compensated. No. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't deny a free copy of Last of Us 2 if you get blood, though.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. No.
Why don't they do the
Incentivize blood
organizations?
drives?
Yeah. Why don't they be like, hey,
Because you
Come to the
technically
blood
can't
drive.
sell blood.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of it. They're not very good at telling people about it, but every time I walk in there and donate, I get something. Like today, I got a discount for Noodles and Company. Like they're always running some kind of thing, but
yeah,
I think
well, and the companies can run those promotions like Noodles and Company. That's a write-off for them. Like that's like a charitable donation that they're making, right? So there's no end to companies that they can just get free shit from and be like, yo, hey, come give blood, get a free whatever. Why don't they do that?
uh,
No, we need blood. We're short on blood.
They're always short of blood. There's
I'm
got to
an
be
idiot.
enough blood in the world.
I run the Red Cross. I'm an idiot,
Well,
apparently.
the problem is you can only take so much blood from a person, right? And when somebody needs blood, usually they need a lot of it. So the ratio of how much you can take from somebody to how much one injured person needs is not at all equal.
What's your blood type, Sam?
But as long as it's the same,
I'm O positive. That's why I give.
Sam, as long as that's the same or less than the ratio of people who need blood than don't, then you're fine.
But anyway, I'm excited to try The Last of Us 2. I moderately enjoyed the first one. I don't see why it was like the thing that it was, because people acted like it was like a Scorsese film of video game making.
Well, there was many reviews that called it the Citizen Kane of gaming.
Yeah.
To me, a video game should be fun.
Yeah.
That game is not very fun to play.
The director, Neil,
Druckmann.
we don't use the word fun, Druckmann. That's a real quote, by the way, from him. We didn't use the word fun when we were developing this game. Oh,
Well,
okay, go fuck
why
yourself.
the fuck would I play it then?
What are you talking about?
That's why video games
Because it's meant
exist.
to make you feel.
I don't need to feel.
Put you
I need to
in a
have fun.
mood. Get you on that mood board.
And that's why I wasn't planning on buying it, but I happened to be right next to a GameStop, and I was like, I need something to forget the emptiness inside
What,
myself.
they haven't
I
gone
don't know if
bankrupt
that's the
yet?
right
You
game
can
for
I got
you can
60
still go to
bucks.
GameStops.
Yeah.
That's the thing. COVID didn't murder them all.
Oh man, I will tell you about the guy who was in there when I went in. This guy, like, I don't know if he was trying to flirt with the poor girl that was working or what, but you overhear conversations and you just feel bad for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
all the
I
time.
walked in there and this guy, like, he's in the middle of telling this girl, this is what I walk into him saying. Yeah, I bought a Nintendo Switch last week and I just want to see what kind of games are out for it. And she's like,
Seems
okay.
like a familiar voice.
She's like, okay, cool. Yeah, tell me if you have any questions. Do you
What are you
like
doing
the
tonight?
Nintendo Switch? What games do you play on the Nintendo Switch? Oh, I like all the good stuff.
You could just
Mario
feel
and
your
Zelda.
brain melting
Yeah.
out of your ears just listening to this.
And he's like, well, if you like Zelda, I might like Zelda. Would you tell me more about how you play Zelda? And I'm just like,
In the nude, of course.
and this poor guy,
What do you wear when you play Zelda?
and this guy never even looked at the games. I want to keep in mind, he wasn't like browsing. He wasn't even playing it like that. He was
just standing
standing
at the counter.
Can
between
you describe the appearance of the man, please?
I don't want to be mean. And that should tell you everything you need to know.
All right.
He was between the Nintendo Switch games and the counter, like not close enough to her to be having a conversation, not close enough to the Switch to be looking at the games. He was right in the sweet spot between the two, holding like a bag from Best Buy or something, like and he would not leave. And this poor girl was like, we have specials. You could look, we could, 2 used games, get 2 for free. And he's like, well, that's a lot of games.
Is that a real special?
They do it all the time, man. That's why I still go to GameStop. Yeah, the more they fail, the better their deals get. You need to
That's
keep an
true.
eye on their website. They have like regularly 4 decent games from the last 2 years for $20, all kinds of stuff.
Interesting.
But
All
this
right,
isn't a
that's good to
commercial.
know.
This isn't a
Sam is
commercial. for
literally
GameStop.
giving games. He's
He's increasing their stock with every word.
he's lending the olive branch to
They-
the drowning business.
They literally don't have the money to sponsor us, so I don't care if you go there or not.
Wow, they have buy one get one free regular price T-shirts. Can you believe it?
Wow! Can I get one with the Mario 1-Up mushroom on it, and then another one with the Mega Man energy tank?
I love how right at the end of a console generation, they're literally just giving them away. It's like you can buy a new Xbox One X for $199. That's
Although
free.
Xbox One X
What
isn't out yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. The not the X,
S.
the S. Yeah. You just get like a new Xbox for one. It's
Wait,
just free.
So the new generation Xbox called the Xbox One X.
Yes. Which
What?
is retarded.
No, it's
That's
not.
It
You
is.
are wrong. You are wrong.
Xbox
Oh
One
yeah,
X.
it is the X. No,
Yeah.
the X isn't the new one.
Yeah, the Xbox One X was like the HD
was
version
the
of the
refurb.
Xbox
I
One.
don't
Yeah.
think so.
I'm
What's the
looking
new
at
Xbox
it right.
called? The
I
Scarlet?
will bet you a $30 game on Steam that I'm right, Tom.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna
fuck.
take that bet, but
I'm looking right at it.
Lack of confidence.
That's how you know I'm right. I wish you'd taken that bet because I really want Disco Elysium.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God, that Disco Elysium! I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come. You guys got to at least. That's like in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You got to watch it because seeing Adam Sandler and the way he delivers that line will change your life.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Xbox Series X.
Was that so hard?
Is it? Or is it not?
I'm
If they didn't pick the
Tom.
worst naming conventions for
Tom.
consoles, that's what
Tom.
PlayStation, PS, and then a number. That's all you
Tom.
need to know.
I don't want to hear your screeching right now. I just want to hear you say, "Is the new console the Xbox One X?"
It's the Xbox Series X.
But is it the Xbox One X?
It's the Xbox Series X.
Tom, I need you to tell me yes or no.
I will never admit that I'm wrong.
Tom, I need you
Just
to
so
tell
you know.
me yes or no. I get to be player one the next time we play.
No. You don't know how to set up the settings right. You don't know how to host the game.
controller.
You don't know how many lives per time limit in Smash Brothers is what the optimal amount of fun that everybody can have. Okay? I need to be in player one. This is what I'm saying.
Then you should have kept up on your Xbox knowledge.
You need
I'm
2
sorry.
minutes, 30 seconds, 3 stock because
Look
you don't
at
want to
me.
play for
Look
points
at
like
me. I am
I am
player
the
one
captain.
now. I am player one now.
You'll never be player one. That's impossible.
Dude, I wish I was as skinny as a Somali pirate.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
He
That's
wants,
what that quote's from. That Tom Hanks movie.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Phillips.
I am the captain now.
Usually in the summer, I get out on my bike and like I ride around and I lose a bunch of weight. This year, I'm still riding my bike, but my weight's still going up. So I don't know. I guess my body's just giving up.
Sam,
Easy
you're
Friday.
overcomplicating it. All right, it's very easy. It's very. It couldn't be. It in fact could be.
Just
You
starve
don't even
yourself
have to
for a
do
year.
anything. All you have to do is not do something.
Yeah, you have to not eat. I know.
Yeah, it's very easy.
There's like 2 things in life that give me joy, and there's only one that I can do in front of other people, and it's eat.
Well, you never
Depending
asked
on
me
the
about the other one.
context.
How do you know you can't do it in front of anyone?
Because I've already been arrested once.
Lamau.
Well, no, sex offender.
Anyways.
I got to meet the cast of Scrubs.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about Hollywood Sam Center. Mr.
Yeah.
Too Big for the Talk Shop, moving on to bigger, better things.
Dude, I felt so like, okay, you guys can be honest. Have any of you actually listened to
I
to when I did it?
it. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm going
I did.
Okay.
You should have plugged the Talk Shop.
Okay, I want you to know when I was planning on it and how it all fell apart. It all went according to plan in the beginning. They get on there and they immediately notice that I'm using a nice mic with a spit guard, a pop guard, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
And-
one of those
It
things.
annoyed me that none of them knew what a pop
Yeah.
filter was.
They immediately noticed that. That was all according to plan. I kept that in the shot of the video chat because I wanted them to ask me because I'm like straight up autistic. I studied the way they talk to all of their guests and I got into the way their rhythm and flow of things go and I knew what they ask and what they don't ask based on what they see. So I kept this in line because usually when they see something like this, they'll ask why you have it. And my plan was to go because I'm on a podcast called The Talk Shop and anybody can check it out if you want to. Instead of doing that, they go off on this wild, really long tangent about like animation and about how like Donald Faison never answers Zach's texts or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they get back to me, they skip the entire getting to know you part and just tell me to ask them a question. Now, also, just to really set this up, they told me to be
like, have you ever heard of the Talk Shop? Yes or no?
I absolutely could have still.
And
I
if no,
absolutely.
why?
I absolutely still could have given us a plug, and I probably should have. But I opened with the joke. They asked me to ask them anything, and I asked them what happens when we die. And you guys have heard it now, where they like
Yeah,
all go dead silent, and they're like, "Oh."
it was funny.
And then they made jokes of like, well, that's it for Sam. You have a great day. I was like,
Goodbye.
oh shit, they're kicking him. You're like, no, just kidding. I actually have a question.
So I was afraid to do anything else like too out there after that because I felt like I was on thin ice. So then I like asked my mature like artistic question after that to try to win them back in a little bit.
I think it worked.
Then fortunately I got to start talking about ALF penises, which really made my day.
Hey, you didn't
Like
bring
a
up the
puppet
elf
elf?
penis.
Um,
You didn't bring up the elf penis. You got to be fair to yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Zach Braff brought up the fact that he used to put the tail between his elf doll and make it a penis. And a true story, it's not a lie, like I wasn't being funny. Alf used to be my sleep paralysis demon, if you know what that is.
Fuck.
Which is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Sam's torment is an elf demon.
So I told him that, and that, you know what, my goal, okay, so going into that show, everybody was like, just have fun. You get to meet them, talk to them. anybody that knows me knows that there was no possibility where I could just go in there and have fun. Like I am a
Yeah, you have to sabotage yourself somehow.
like that was never going to happen. No, instead for the entire week leading up to it, I put a bunch of pressure onto myself. Like I was on a stage performing and like, I better step up and entertain the world. Like I better be good. Like it's not about them. I better be good in this thing. And I got, and I got them all to laugh once, and I'm happy about that. And that was with the sleep paralysis penis bit.
Mm-hmm. It was. I mean, I thought it went well. I enjoyed it. It seemed to go just fine.
But it was so weird. Like I
certainly wouldn't say you embarrassed yourself.
Thank you. Remember when I was trying out for Survivor and I said that it was weird that you just like walk in a line and suddenly you talk and then it's over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was exactly what this was like. Like, I thought that like producers would come and prep you and like give you like warm you up a little bit and get you ready to talk to them. I got this thing at 4:00. It was an invitation to the Zoom chat. I clicked into it. And then I was just in the waiting room, like when you first enter Zoom and it's like the host will let you in soon. I get an email when they see me trying to enter and they're like, hey, we're running late. We'll let you in as soon as we can. And then I just had to sit there in the room waiting for the chat to activate. And I sat there for 17 flipping minutes, just getting inside my own head.
Yeah.
Sitting there like way overthinking it. And you can hear it at the beginning. You could, like anybody that knows me can tell how inside my head I am, because I start out by going, hello, beautiful people. And like, that's not something I would ever say. But it was a lot of fun. It was cool. I got to meet them. They really like to talk. Like, I know that's the point of a podcast, but I never knew when I should talk or not, because you would say a word and they would go on for 30 minutes about something completely unrelated and like forget you were there.
Typical Hollywood snobs.
Too
Not
high
looking
and
out
mighty
for
for
the
the
little
little
man.
guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they were such dickheads, because now you know the truth about Hollywood and you won't have to leave us to be in the next version of Scrubs.
Oh, if they ask me, I'll be there in a minute.
No. You're contractually obligated to be on this podcast first and foremost.
We have an exclusivity agreement.
Yeah. Once again, we don't make money. As a matter of fact, now this podcast has started costing us money.
Yeah, we actually. lost
now
money
it started
this time.
costing us money? Do you
Good
want to
fuck.
get into the metrics of this, by the way? We have to host this podcast. That's not free. The website's not free.
Didn't we all pay into
It
that,
is
or
for me.
have you been consistently
Freedom
paying
isn't
that
free.
yourself?
It's annual, but I think I don't know if
Historically, we all paid into it.
yeah, for 2 years for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I even reminded you guys this last year. I don't remember. You might have.
I didn't pay shit.
So
All right.
anyway, my pitch is that we
Freeloader.
For me. You got $4 for me and 4 pennies.
My pitch is that we need to start doing the Due West podcast, because I've been listening
Yes.
to Dungeons and Dragons podcasts, and those things make money. Those people get picked up fast on iHeart. Like they'll do 2 episodes where they're not sponsored, and like immediately there's commercials.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. It just helps me beta test the game, and then eventually
Sam's not
it'll
in
be
it
up
for the
on site.
fans. He just wants to get paid.
Okay, I just want to tell you one thing. We have like one fan, and he's like a friend.
We have 3 fans. We're
My
the
wife's
people.
not even a fan.
Yeah,
Becca
same.
Becca stopped listening in like season 2.
She can just talk about video games.
Yeah, I don't
If
know
we-
who
That's
this
been-
podcast
that's been
is
the
for,
long-running
but if you're
joke, right?
here,
Yeah, that's been the
Thank you.
long-running joke about how like half the feedback we get from anyone is you talk about video games too much. It's like, well, I mean, sorry.
You go into Walmart.
all we
There's too
do.
many walls.
Yeah, I got to talk about something, and it's gonna be that. So
Yeah.
I guess this one's not for you.
We're on the verge of a new generation reveal. If we didn't talk about video games, it'd be kind of weird.
yeah, man. For those listening who enjoyed our pilot of Due West, we've been talking about it for a while now.
Like, I want you to know I'm like in on that idea. Like, I will edit in and like make it like, I will polish that baby up, because I believe in that as a project. I have a hard time believing anybody wants to come on here. I mean, it could happen and listen to us make plans for what we're going to do after the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I have fun doing
Well, I'm
this.
just
I'm not trashing this. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But as far as a product, and I've been moved up to this place where I think about P&Ls and stuff like that. In terms of like a product that you can sell, Due West has appeal. Like I could see that being like I don't know. I looked it up. I don't know of a single Wild West RPG being played.
Well, I'm not going to
the,
sell it. The actual core rule set. That's
I'm
for
talking
free.
about the podcast, and I'm not saying we sell the podcast. I'm saying that advertisers will like it if we get listeners, and
That's
I see it having an audience.
But then we have to do ad reads. I'd rather have a Patreon than do ad reads.
I will ad read any day of the week. We basically do it anyway.
It depends on how much money.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I would ad read.
Everybody has their
somewhere
point.
between-
Mine's somewhere between $15 and $20. And then I'll do whatever you want.
Somewhere between $0 and $1 million an episode. There is a number where I will go, yeah, sure, I'll read your piece of
You
paper.
could give me $5 right now, and I would read a whole script about how juicy tampons are the best on the market. I don't care.
Ooh, juicy tampons.
Juicy tampons.
The juiciest of tampons.
Get wet.
Get wet.
Come on.
Get over it. That's what they say. Get wet. Get over it.
Get wet. Fuck you.
Is that an actual company? I hope it's not.
No.
Okay, good.
You know how sometimes you have to wonder like who's behind a company. If you ever want to know that a tampon company is being like run by men who don't know anything about the market, they call it juicy tampons. It's good when they're juicy, right? I don't understand how the bits work.
Something happens in a month. They won't touch you. It's got to be something with juices. I mean, there's all that. Really, that's the only possible thing.
We don't want dry tampons.
We need them wet. We need them soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? We need them dripping.
They won't touch you. That got me. I just want you to know that got me. Something happens. They won't touch you.
They're always crying. What the hell, man?
I get stomach aches too. Come on.
All I know is we have this box of cotton. I don't know what it's for, but we could make that for cheap, and we can advertise on these D&D podcasts.
Why is this guy Jewish, Tom?
He's not.
You want to talk about that?
I thought he was like old. I wasn't getting Jewish.
I thought he was from New York.
I think if you hear that, you
What's
think
the
Jewish,
difference?
you might be the one with the problem.
Is hearing everything with triple parentheses around it.
Hey, that's. I'm not the one doing the Jew voice, Tom.
Holy shit.
Oh, let's maybe perhaps we could have some shekels here.
And that's why you should be the DM, because you're good at the voices. If I was the DM, every voice would, hi, I'm a guy.
I don't know, man. I'm getting sick of DMing. Trying to wrangle everybody.
I would DM if you really didn't want to.
I think we could rotate. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Okay. I like DMing. I just can't do voices like you can. And I'm not good at remembering rules. Like I just like.
That's kind of a problem.
Well, you're the DM. You do the rules are whatever you remember right now.
Every game.
That's partly true.
Every game I end up DMing, it's just like, I don't know, roll a d20. What do you want to do? What's it over? And then whatever it is, if it's what I wanted to happen, then oh yeah, you made it. If it's not what I wanted to happen, nah, that's not high enough.
It's a 19.
I like rotating.
You needed
I like
20.
that idea. That would work.
Real quick, I just want to pose a question to our audience. Whoever's going to listen to this podcast,
if you've made it this far, you're committed.
Yes. And if you have access to the Facebook group, I have an honest question. Would you rather that the podcast episodes be audio on our main podcast feed, meaning every once in a while it would pop up?
It's actually on fire.
Huh.
That's pretty typical, huh? All right. Well, while Sam's burning his house down,
I lit
I
my
will
computer
pose the
cord on
question
fire.
again.
Sorry.
Oh God.
What? Oh. Okay. We're just gonna breeze past that.
The power with the which cord?
The one that plugs from my computer into the wall. It's out now. Everything's cool.
Okay. It's like a $200 power supply.
Can I get a picture of it with your phone, please? It would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, you can't tell that it was burnt. I put it out like right away.
Can Tom ask a goddamn question?
Yeah.
So, audience, people listening right now, would you rather that it be? Sorry, my video just died there.
I thought that was on purpose.
I tapped spacebar on accident. Would you rather be in the main podcast feed where like it's mixed in with the Talk Shop episodes? We're not made of money, so we can't have two feeds. Basically, it's the end of it. Or would you rather be hosted on something like YouTube? It wouldn't be anything spectacular. It might be what you're seeing here, just a Zoom call.
A Zoom meeting.
And then I might throw in some sound effects because I think it would be funny. So that's for the audience to answer because I genuinely am curious. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but people that are will inform me. Actually, did we ever figure out who owns the Facebook group? Is anyone an
I'm an
admin?
admin on
I
it.
think it's
We're all
Corey now.
admins.
I'm not anymore.
What do you
Okay.
mean? What do you mean?
I can do whatever I want on it.
Oh, good.
I can't tell if Sam. Okay.
Well,
I
I
can't-
thought that Sam was the only admin, and then when he redid his Facebook account, I thought it was just like now it's just a floating
Oh,
a
I
ghost
see.
ship.
Okay, I thought Sam was like politicking me, where he's like, I don't know it. He's just like making shit up so he doesn't have to touch it. That's what I thought.
He's
he
trumping
meant.
you.
No. I deleted my
Never heard of
Facebook,
it. Facebook,
and made a new
what's
one.
that?
And I made a new one with a fake name just because I didn't want anybody to be able to find me.
I've never
Just-
been an admin on the Facebook page. It's always been you, Corey.
Very cool, very legal.
Tear gas 'em.
Good
God.
Yes,
But anyway, we have a lot of fun doing it, so
Yeah.
we'll probably do it anyways, even if we don't.
Oh yeah,
record it.
I would do this for 3 people. Oh, you're talking about Due West. I thought you were talking about this part of the podcast. Like, I would record the talk shop if nobody was listening to it. Like,
I mean, we do anyway.
I want an alternate Sam podcast that's just him with a microphone.
Like Bill Burr.
You don't.
Yeah, just like Bill. Yeah, seriously.
His house would be burned down by the first episode. I don't even know why we would even do that.
if
Unless
I
you have
made
good insurance.
no,
Oh no. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I mean, will they cover you if you intentionally, or if you're just fucking around with?
oh yeah,
light
I
and
got
your
the
house
pyro
burns down?
insurance. Like they
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
personality test, and they were like, oh, this guy's totally gonna burn down his house. My insurance is $10,000 a month.
They're like, yeah, you're gonna write off your house every 2 years. It's
I'm on my 5th mortgage.
Yeah.
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 Riddle me this, audience.
Dakota's
Yeah.
gone.
That is Dakota.
Oh, there he is.
All right,
That's gonna
pretty
be
good.
a
That's
something.
pretty good.
That's a visual only joke.
Yeah.
So if you're
So-
listening this far, oh, now we got the J-pop.
I want to see if it
camera
works
angles.
upside down. No, it doesn't.
All right. I think we've had about enough.
Yeah,
think
we're,
it's over.
we're losing it now.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, as always.
Sounds
Oh, what did we
upside
learn today?
Oh
yeah.
shit! I almost forgot. Let's go first. I'm
Oh,
not.
good Lord.
I'll go first.
All right.
I learned that, we're all worried about Tom's health drinking. Tom, this isn't a joke. Which
Sounds
is
like
why
a
I
joke.
can't keep a straight face.
I was gonna say.
I can't do it. I had a bit. I can't do. I was gonna do like the monologue, like we're
Yeah,
really worried about
I
you.
saw
like,
where it was
we're
going.
watching you drink your
Intervention.
life away. Yeah. Like you're gonna die young. It's a tragedy. It happens to millions of people every year, and I feel like if we just try really hard, we can stop this one from happening.
You don't want to die
I
sad
could
and
do
yellow
it.
like the Simpsons.
You sad and yellow like that guy from Sin City,
Yeah.
getting your junk ripped off.
The yellow
The
bastard.
yellow bastard. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not what you want.
God, that's a good movie.
I love Sin City.
Tom, we're worried about you.
I learned how to do a virtual background today on Zoom.
I really learned
Hell
that
yeah.
too.
Okay, well, you can't double up on learning.
Oh no, I've
things.
got a real one.
Okay, well, go for it.
I learned that women don't want to get dry; they want to get juicy.
Juicy Tampon sponsoring the Talk Shop.
You know, at the time of the month they won't touch you.
And that's on the box in quotes underneath the Juicy Tampons.
For when your woman won't touch you, juicy.
I learned that the new Xbox is definitely called the Xbox One X Series X, X2, 2X, Tex-Mex X, Sexual Tex-Mex.
It's the same
Project
as
Scarlet.
it's the same name as Elon Musk's son.
Yeah.
A12.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks
Yep.
for hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Always. All right, I won't do it. You
You're
intro the
drunk.
episode.
Shut up.
As always.
I'm not even
Thank
drunk.
you for listening.
There he goes. Now we got an outro guy.
Coda and I will be playing Call of Duty if y'all would like to join us.
Does this need to be in the episode?
It's already been in the episode. Now it's in
Yeah.
there again.
It's true.
All right.
As always,
I'm
you
committed.
have
I'm
a good
committed
night.
to it now.
Thank you for
Well,
listening.
We're gonna go
We'll
play
see
Call
you
of Duty, I
in
tell you what.
3 months. Have a good night, everybody.
Maybe if you're lucky, 3 months.
Bye bye.